EDA Music Radio.
Good evening and welcome to the EDA Music Radio podcast. Tonight I have got King Moogadon with me. Hi there, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it's fun to have the opportunity to talk about my music and get it out.
Yes, exactly. And thank you for sending me your tracks. They're very keyboard based, synthesized based type tracks.
Yeah, it's a bit like Kraftwerk as a reggae band or something.
So, what are your major influences in music?
Oh, it's everything. The biggest influences is from punk rock, but when it comes to my music that I made myself, it's ska music, old ska music, and of course electronic music. So I try to mix that in very strange ways.
Exactly. And I quite liked the tracks that you sent me, so thank you again for sending those.
I'm glad to hear that.
What was your process in writing these tracks?
I'm not trained in music in any way, so I try to find just a song, a melody, and then try to make something out of that, and then try to have the same sound in the song. It's a Moog synthesizer instead of a organ that it would be in maybe a reggae song. So reggae-based music, but played at more synth instruments.
Fantastic. And what sort of, I take it you do all the mixing equipment yourself. So you produce all the tracks yourself?
Yeah, I do everything. I use ordinary computer programs too. Some of the instrument is from the program, but I try to make as much as I can out of my synthesizers, so it feels like it's from me. But some things are very, very difficult to make with a synthesizer only, so I use some effects and things like that from computer programs.
That's fine. How long have you been using the computer for your music?
I started in February.
Right. So it's relatively new then. This sort of.
Yeah. Or actually, I started for really in February, but I made some very simple things with a stylophone before that. But when I was starting to make real songs, it was maybe February, January.
Fantastic. So, how do you see yourself at the moment? Because, you're talking relatively new. February is not that long ago. So, how do you see yourself right now?
Very much learning, trying different sounds, different instruments, and try to make it as good as possible. And also I try to make it as much as I can to work live now, both to play it live, but to have a party live for the audience.
So have you done any gigs yourself?
Yeah, a couple of gigs, different occasions.
Was that in Sweden as well, or have you thought about travelling across into other countries in Europe?
Only Sweden, yes.
Only Sweden.
My dream is to go everywhere.
Right, that's fine. Whereabouts in Sweden are you based?
In Stockholm.
Stockholm. Okay, that's fine. I've never actually been to Sweden before. The closest I've been to is I've been to Denmark.
It's a lot of independent music here in Stockholm. It's a big electronic scene. Although it's not maybe exactly the music I make, but There's some opportunities to play here in Stockholm. It's everything from rave parties to
Yes.
ordinary clubs.
Yeah, Sweden's got a good record for winning Eurovision Song Contest, isn't it?
Yes.
You know,
Some of my favorites when I was a kid, Carola and Herreys.
yes, it's just. I think you won it this year as well, didn't you? Was it this year or was it Denmark?
Not this year. This year was Denmark.
Denmark. Sorry about that.
The year before it was Sweden. It was Loreen.
Ah, that's right.
I think it's very cool.
It must be good. It must be good to know that you've got a chance of winning.
I'm not sure I got a chance of winning, but some else. We got a lot of Schlager and pop artists here in Sweden, so there's always someone.
Yes, exactly. Plus, Britain just gets forgotten about. You know.
I heard not this year, but the year before was some big English artist. I can't remember who.
Oh, that'd be Engelbert.
Is Bonnie Tyler English?
Yeah, she's actually Welsh.
Oh, she Welsh. Okay, because she was in this year's year.
That's right.
Eurovision.
That's right. And the year before, I think, was Engelbert Humperdinck.
Okay.
And just you think, next year, it'll be 40 years when ABBA won it.
Oh, yeah, they talked some about it in Sweden. Everyone wants ABBA to reunite.
Yes. But, I wonder if that will happen.
Yeah, I think they got, the voices today, and when they were 25, it's different.
Exactly. But, Sweden's got a good tradition with music, and that's what I like. It's different sounds, and yes, you've got your electronic music, which has definitely got firm roots of European, the original European sort of music that was going around. I remember those times back in the late 70s, early 80s.
If I remember. Or I didn't understand the question really. No,
that's fine. Sorry about that. No, I was just talking about how your music is part of the late 70s, early 80s sort of music that was coming around of Europe, particularly Kraftwerk.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to the sound. Kraftwerk is a big part of it.
Well, they were game changers.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
That's fine.
Something happened with the phone, but now I can hear you.
Yeah, they were game changers, and they sort of changed the way people listen to music.
Yeah, the first instrument I got was a stylophone synthesizer. It's very easy, very simple, very cheap. Just as it started, and Kraftwerk has used it in a lot of songs. I believe they have used stylophone.
Yes, I think they did as well. Yes.
Yeah, and I think in some way it's totally opposite to what ska music and reggae and love. There's that way of music, but I think it's fun to try something new, and
of course.
And the sound from the 70s is I love that sound.
I know, and from that, it grew up into disco, grew up to dance, grew up to techno, grew up to everything, to modern music as well, which is just a collection of them all.
Yeah.
And
techno. I love techno as well, and some of my shows have been at rave parties, techno parties, and it's a very free scene.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you want in that scene, and
well, it's all about the beat.
Say it's wrong. There's no wrongs in that scene. I love that way of thinking.
Exactly.
When it comes to music.
So tell me a bit about how long what got you involved in music.
I love music all my life. I always, when I was younger, I bought a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
But when I moved away from home, it's I just go to more gigs instead because I couldn't both buy the records and go to gigs. So it's live music that I'm very that's the big thing for me, and punk scene has been very important for me. That's big. That's been the big part, and then it feels like everything in music for me has evolved from punk. The way of thinking and.
No, I can totally understand that. That's genres are there to be used, and why not?
Yeah, the old punk. I like the old punk, and if you take an ordinary pop band today, girl pop band, they got they look like punk. They are tattooed, and they sound. Sometimes they sound harder than if you just listen to a 70s punk song, but a lot of music comes. Everything is inspired from punk music today, fashion and everything.
Wow, when you say that, I actually kind of agree with you there as well. When you think about it, and you had Cyndi Lauper in the 80s, who was quite like a mixed.
Yeah, I love Cyndi Lauper. She's very tough.
Yes.
And playful. She got that playful thing from the punk too.
Exactly.
Maybe not with this. I don't know. What do you say? Spikes and things like that. But she was colorful, playful, and tough. So.
And the multicolored dresses as well.
Yeah. She's a real star, but I think she came from the punk scene from the beginning. I'm not really sure about her history.
Yeah, but I think she did transcend both genres, though. Brought the punk sort of into pop a little bit and sort of mixed them, so it made it more popular.
Yeah, I think that happened a lot in the 80s because it felt like. No, I don't know much about the 80s when it comes to punk because I was so young in the 80s. So for me, it was much Schlager and pop music, but it felt like after punk, there was in a way nothing for a while. But today everything is. Influence from everything. There's so much what do you say crossover. Seeds. I think it's called.
Yes, there's a lot of that these days as well, and that's what makes music exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. You don't have to care about only make music you like and. Then can call it anything. The only problem is if I'm gonna explain my music and I name like 10 different genres from punk to synth to pop to techno.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what music's all about.
Yeah.
And keep up the good work as well. Keep making up the tunes, get yourself together, and I take it your music's available to be sold.
The most important thing for me when it comes to music is get the opportunity to play live. That's my dream in music. Live in any way. It can be small parties, can be. Some other cities in Sweden can be. I don't care. I just want to go out and play for people. That's what's important for me when it comes to music.
Okay, that is brilliant. One of these days, I'd like to see you do a live gig here in Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland is one of the places I really want to go to and play. I've been to Glasgow one day, and it's a short time to say I love a city or something like that, but it felt like Glasgow is my kind of town, and
Plus,
my favorite, except for Sweden's Hammarby in Sweden, my favorite football team is from Glasgow, Celtic, and
there was a big football player called Henrik Larsson that was there for quite a while.
yeah, he is one of my favorite players.
And I'm not really fussed in football, by the way, but I know a few things.
Yeah, football is very big for me. Some songs are dedicated to my favorite team here in Sweden, and but the titles of my song maybe doesn't for other people maybe isn't that important because there's no lyrics, and so I can name anything, but for me the titles when I make my music I'm in a special mode, and for me it's obvious why some songs are titled, because that's what I was thinking about, and football is one part that it's very easy to make music about football because it's so much emotions and feelings in football for me.
I never thought of it like that. But
it's very popular in Sweden for teams to have like tribute albums from their fans, and big artists make songs for the team. For example, Hammarby, my team, they made an album a couple of years ago with some big Swedish artists, and even I think is it called Mick Jones from Clash? I think it's called that. He was part of one of their songs, and so it's very big in Sweden for a football club. It might be there in other countries too. I'm not sure, but every big team in Sweden have like a tribute album and different songs. Yeah.
Well, that's something I've did not know before.
Okay.
But
maybe we got a special football culture here in Sweden, but
well, I'm as I said before, I don't really follow it, so I might have missed out an awful lot of facts there.
yeah.
So that sounds great. It's it's a different culture, different styles. Plus, good to know a little bit about my city, Glasgow, where I'm originally from.
Yeah, very little, but I know some about it.
Plus, we were referenced in an ABBA song.
You were?
Yeah, in Super Trooper. In Super Trooper, Glasgow's mentioned.
Okay. What was that about?
Now I can't remember the exact line, but I called you on the phone last night from Glasgow.
Okay. Yeah, it was like they're on a tour or something like that.
Yes. It's actually, I think it's actually the very first verse.
Okay.
In Glasgow.
I didn't know that. I know the song, but I never listened to the lyrics.
No, it's just it was that bit me saying, "That's my city."
Yeah, I like it. It's a very much working class city.
Yes.
Compared to Edinburgh, I think. Yeah. Or what I heard. I've never been in Edinburgh, but that's what I understand. I lived in Dublin for a year in 2000, so it was close to Scotland. You meet Scottish people and
yes,
and hear about. So
yeah, I was. That's why I was quite surprised when I went to Dublin. I was actually in Dublin in 2000 as well, and yeah, there was an awful lot of people from Scotland there, especially with Celtic tops on as well.
Yeah, it's green and white.
Yes,
it's the Irish team in Scotland, or I don't know if it's as important in Scotland as in Ireland with politics, but as I understand, it's like the Catholic.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing in Glasgow as well. There's a lot of people fight about it, but I try. I was never really into football, so I got out of that. I like to try and keep away from politics and those sort of things as well.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's pretty important, but not in my music.
Exactly.
Because there's no lyrics. But in my life, it's important with with the society.
Exactly.
With society.
I was thinking about. Is there anything you'd like to end on?
No, not really. Just I think it's great to have the opportunity to introduce myself and maybe someone will listen and and I think it's fun with independent radio stations and that people know about unknown bands and artists, and that's what I like with the internet the most. That everyone has the opportunity to be heard.
Exactly, and that's.
So I would like to thank you a lot for offering me the opportunity to talk about my music and who I am, and I hope it will be that your radio station will be a success.
Thank you very much, and I hope to hear more from you as well.
Absolutely, I will keep sending my music, and you're always welcome to talk to me again, and I will try to learn, practice my English a bit. When a couple of years ago, when I lived in Dublin, I could talk fluently, but now I maybe speak English 3 times a year when I'm abroad in some, abroad and listen to music or so. So I think it's a bit maybe stuttering when I speak. Stutter is that when I can't really pronounce.
That's okay.
Is that yeah? But it was fun to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah. Maybe hear from you again later.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
EA Music Radio.